Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Extra.
Co-hosting 4C.
You're in the Kaleidoscope. Different views, one conversation. Let's get into it. So today's topic is going to be about the double standards for daughters and sons. We're going to talk about certain situations and how they will be different for each child, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is just to prove how much of double standards there are. And I think these double standards are worse for fathers than it is mothers. It seems like mothers are typically kind of like on the same page, and then dads are like on the same page. So, dating. Okay, let's start with dating, even though our kids are not at the dating age. But what age do you feel is okay to start dating?
For dating,
Mhm.
like serious dating or just playing around dating?
I don't think there should be a playing around dating.
I mean, that's with like high school. That's like playing around dating. That's like nothing serious. That's just like playing the waters.
It could be though. High
That's
school, what grade?
shoot, it can start like ninth grade. Shoot.
That's crazy.
Hey, that's that experimental phase where you coming into your pre-adult personality
You can
and
experiment with them books. You can experiment at like 12th grade. And I don't even kind of approve of that, but
I mean you 12th grade, you 18, like you pretty much ready for the big world as far
no.
as like the consenting age, like, but like just dating, just the personality, getting to know people type of phase. It started like 14. So if my son say he got a little girlfriend at 14, I'm gonna laugh at it, but it is what it is.
Okay, so if if your son say he has a girlfriend at 14, you gonna laugh. What you gonna do when your daughter say it?
If she got a what?
She got a boyfriend.
See, I ain't got a daughter, but
it, it you
um
technically you do, but let's hypothetically say
yeah, you got to be more delicate with your daughter
why.
because they can, like, with daughters. Okay, with boys, they're becoming the men of whatever household that gets defined. With daughters, they are being married off to whoever they getting with. So you want to know what kind of man, what kind of household he's gonna lead when she marries into that household. So you want to know how old dude is. That's what I mean. You got to be more delicate.
Right. But you should you should want to know these things for your son as well. Like, who was the girl?
Yeah.
You know, what is her life like? Does she have a father? Is her mother active? Because it's not just the guys now, especially nowadays, it's not just the guys you got to worry about. These women is crazy too. And they slap on you and be like, "Don't hit me back. I'm a female."
Yeah, see, that's the thing with that's also the double standard too. Like a boy can handle himself if he needs to, but a girl, she at the mercy of, whoever that is she with.
Right. But
So,
that's another assumption that she won't get up and out of here. Cause it's
all
some
right.
girl, it's some daughters, okay, that
All
can
right.
fight
So what's your age for okay and dating
realistically.
for boys and girls, or is it the
Okay.
same?
My son, I'll give him a little leeway. I'll say 18.
Mm,
And see, the sucky part is that you can't really control what they do once they're 18. But if you're a good parent, then they'll listen to what you have to say anyways.
right.
But My daughters, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say like, I guess maybe like 19 because,
Why not? Oh, you said they could
right,
at
they
19.
could. Now,
Just what you think gonna happen in that 1 year for your
well,
daughter?
what I could say is, okay, your daughter is they say women are we mature faster, right?
Okay.
So if women mature faster, then why is it that when it comes to dating, daughters are the ones that's being like watched and not trusted? But then the sons, who we clearly see to be, I'm not gonna say immature, but not as mature as the female. He can do whatever he wants. So you're allowing your son, who probably isn't making the best decisions anyway, to date earlier than your daughters, who would probably make the better decisions, but you want them to wait. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I would trust my daughters more to make better decisions being younger than I would my son being younger, because girls just kind of think differently.
Yeah, but that could also come back to bite you because, as you say, they mature faster. They probably gonna be looking to start families faster,
Yeah, but
and
then
being daughters, females, they just gonna be looking to, set up shop at home, just raise the kids, and depend on this guy to, basically take care of the bills and whatnot. And then say like you didn't do your due diligence in this guy, and now she gets abandoned, and now shoot, she ain't got no skills, and she got a baby, and she at home alone, or she got to come back and live with you now because basically the guy you didn't, do your due diligence on was not who he was because men will be lying.
yeah, I mean, I can already tell because of my upbringing and the protectiveness. I'm very protective, so nothing's gonna change. I don't care if my child is in their 40s. As long as I'm here, I'm gonna be in their business. What you got going on? And if they're married and stuff, then obviously it won't be as much of a big deal because I know who they're involved with. Like, y'all are solid. But with sons, you got young sons, hormones raging. They don't listen. It's like, protect yourself. They don't want to do that. Now you got a baby, a grandchild with your son, and now you have to deal with the other side of the family. It ain't like it's your daughter who had the baby early and you kind of got more. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know it's different when it's your son having a baby versus your daughter. It's just different because mama usually is just there. Not saying the dads aren't, but it's just the relationships are harder. I feel like trying to be a parent or a grandparent to a son's child is different than trying to be a grandparent to a daughter's child. So, besides dating, just going out, that's another thing. Oh, you got to go, you got to take your little brother with you, like the female. You got to take your little brother or your little sister with you. But then the
Hmm.
brother, he can go by himself. He ain't got to go with nobody. He can go by himself. Stop tagging along with him. What's the difference?
Yeah, I've never bear witness to like something like that. Like you say, the females gotta take their little brother, whereas the brothers don't.
Yeah.
That's probably, like I said, that's that more delicate approach, that more like scheming approach. Like that brother's there for like extra safety, for reconnaissance,
Or
for
to be watched. For him to watch the sister.
oh yeah, they gotta watch each other. Whereas the boy, shoot, if you send your daughter with the boy, shoot, she more dang near in danger with him. Cause you don't know what he about to get into. Shoot, that boy can be on a dirt bike somewhere. And not got his little sister on the back. Or no.
Right. Okay, so
Shoot.
do you think Do you think that comes from a protection thing, or do you think it's a like not trusting, like from the parents' perspective? Do you think most
Um,
parents don't allow their daughters to do certain things because they just want to
um,
protect them, or they don't trust them?
I think it's like if you're a true parent, it's definitely out of protection, out of concern. Just if you're a true parent, you will know if you trust your kid or not based on their behavior. Like, yeah, are they a good kid? Or are they a bad kid? That's where the trust comes in. And
Yeah.
then if the trust is there, which if you let them go out, you trust them, I'm assuming. Yeah, it's for just for protection.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like even though Junior is a baby, like I still feel like, or even though he's the only boy, I still feel like when he got older, it's a lot I would not want him to do. And I feel like that would kind of have him a little soft just because he is the baby. Like it wouldn't be that way for me. It wouldn't be like, oh, he's my boy, he can do what he want because he's the boy. I'm gonna be like, no, like I want you in the house. I don't want you to ever move out. But I wonder would that change, like if I had another kid and he wasn't the baby.
It's I think that's gonna change the older he gets because you're gonna stop looking at him like a baby and you're gonna look at him like the growing boy he is. His voice
Do
gonna
we?
get deeper.
Do we though?
He gonna get stronger.
I don't think mothers do that. I don't
But
think
stop looking at him as a baby.
yeah, I don't think mothers stop looking at their kids as not being babies. Like they're always our babies. They're not babies, but they're always our
Well, yeah, I feel
babies.
like all of mother's kids, that she'll see him as babies, but like in terms of like, he can handle himself if anything were to go down. Like, shit, it might get to a point where should if a robber break in the house, you're gonna be calling his name. Like, come put this man
Before
down
you
or so,
oh, he old now. Come on, Junior, handle this. Yeah. Um, all right. So with that being said, with the double standards, why do men, well, I can kind of guess why, but men get uncomfortable when their daughters like come to them and want to talk to them about, the birds and the bees. But when it's the son, when your son do it, y'all be like, yeah, get your daddy some. Yeah,
what
you
hey,
got
that's
some, boy.
hey, that's regular stuff. That's
Why not be like,
shoot. So I don't know what father out there has made the proper preparations to, what I'm saying, just have his daughter out there getting his, whereas the boy, shoot, he doing the bending.
yeah, I admit that I admit that would be weird to like a father to be like, oh, my daughter got some. Like
Yeah, that's wild.
that
That's
would be like
wild.
yikes, a little yikesy moment. But um, I don't know. I think once we'll probably see a lot less like underage or young boys having babies if we kind of like put a hold on them a little more and stop letting them feel like they're so free so early.
Yeah, I just said dating. None of the extra stuff. Of
So
course,
the extra stuff, you feel like you will allow that. That'll come when you ain't really got no say, right? That's how you feel.
I feel like beyond you say I don't have to say like 18 years old. You would say I feel like beyond that, I'd be like after you got a career,
Yeah, that's how I
like
feel.
then have a baby. But like if you ain't at a point in your life yet where you're not even afloat, I wouldn't. I wouldn't
Yeah,
have. Yeah, I wouldn't have kids.
yeah. I would kind of tell my kids like, if you're not stable, then you're not able to do the do. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
Well,
Like it's that simple. Don't do it.
just
Just stuff
just
happen.
exercise the utmost
Just don't
birth
do it.
control
Just
because if you shrink the least too much, they're gonna break off of it. So they gotta have like a little bit of freedom.
See, that's another thing.
They gotta have a little bit of freedom, or else they just gonna break off the leash.
See, me and Todd, we couldn't do nothing. Okay, we could go over um family's house or whatever, but all that other stuff, no. And I never really, there was never a time where I'm like, I want to do this because I can't. Like, I think it just depends on the parenting. Like, if you communicate with your kids and you let them know, this is why I don't want you to do this. This is what I did. Look where I'm at now. This is where I want you to be. Just you just gotta educate your kids, and they will know. I get it. You
Yeah,
don't.
that's mostly what it is. That's why I'd be like, just exercise, birth control.
I'm gonna
You
exercise
know,
no control.
well, after 18, they could break that. They could break that lease. So you
Don't do.
better let them know
18 is not grown. It's not. It's not.
it's old
It's
enough
legal.
to do what they want to do.
It's legal.
They can leave home,
It's legal.
and you can't call the police and have them bring them back.
Okay, so when the bills can't get paid and you struggling, don't come back to my house then.
But you ain't gonna leave
I'm gonna
your
call the
kids.
cops and tell them
You
you
ain't gonna leave your
intruding.
kids out on the street.
I'm like, excuse me, sir. There's an intruder. It's my kid, but he's trying to come back home after he done left, and I tell him that was a bad idea. I know better than him.
Hey.
And yeah, your kids have to learn. Yes, they do. I understand it, but normalize telling your kids they're making a mistake. Everybody be like, let them make the mistake. Now, if they go off and do it,
Oh
and you
nah.
can't stop them, if you
Mm-mm.
can't stop them, then it is what it is. But I'm still gonna tell you that what you're doing is dumb.
Mm-hmm.
You trying to run off to such and such and go live with this person, and y'all only know each other for a month. That's dumb. That's stupid. Y'all don't even know each other. Don't do it. And you still do it. I told you so. I told you.
Hey, sometimes it may work out. A lot of times it won't. Just depend on how prepared, how well raised they were. But it ain't much you could do once they hit 18. We just hope all those teachings are really engraved.
Yeah. Can you think of any double standards that are like so obvious with sons and daughters?
Let's talk about, okay, say they're both at 18.
Hmm.
What is the highest age
Oh
that you
God.
would want, that you would want to see a daughter with, and that you want to see your son with? Obviously, you wouldn't want to see your daughter with an 80-year-old man.
Not
'Cause-
my son either. um I'm one of those people. I do not agree with the mental differences. So one thing, it depends on, I have to meet the other person, and if I feel like they're kind of like they have similarities mentally, then I'm like, okay. Even
okay,
if
so
they could be like 24.
let me ask you this. You meet your daughters, your 18-year-old daughters, 52-year-old boyfriend, and you see that they're very similar.
I'm gonna be like, you are childish. What happened? You getting ready to retire
Hey,
real soon. You should have a Benz or something.
maybe he do.
Not walking around with my 18-year-old
Hey,
daughter.
maybe he do.
Not with the mental. You cannot have no Benz with the mental state of an 18-year-old.
I mean, the similarities don't have to be like maturity.
That's what I'm talking about.
It could be like interest. It could be like,
No, I ain't talking about interest, because clearly they interested in some of the same things, which is, well, she'll be interested in somebody old. He wants somebody young. So you trying to it's like trying to curb some type of, you know how they
Yeah,
say
yeah, yeah.
some people
We'll
date
we'll make it more realistic. We'll say like a 30-year-old with an 18-year-old.
30 and 18.
Yeah. For me, they're at I feel like they're the points in life they're at are kind of too different.
Yeah,
Like she should be up and forming a career like schooling and whatnot, and then he should be hopefully by then he's like establishing a
right.
career or something like that. But a 30-year-old is probably gonna be trying to settle down and have a baby or something, which
Mhm.
I wouldn't want my daughter to be having a baby at 18
Yeah.
because
Okay. What if it was flipped? Well, the boy was 18 and the girl was 30.
mm, I feel like it's the same for both genders for me because they're both at different parts of life. She would like a girl in her 30s would probably be looking for like marriage, a family. Like same thing
Yeah.
a man would, like a family at that point,
Hmm.
to settle down. Maybe not today's society because
Nobody
we
wants to
we
be married.
childish. Well, no,
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 not
not
me.
not even like that. Like 30s, like 30s is like the new, like for real, like the new 20s. Like we childish.
Yeah, I'm I am visibly Gen Z, but I am like baby boomer for real.
Mm, yeah, but like most 30-year-olds I see on the internet, they wilding out like 20-year-olds.
Hmm.
Like so, like I guess the gap of like the mental isn't like what it was back then, but like eventually, yeah, they're gonna reach the stage of trying to form that family and settle down and get out the limelight. Whereas a 20-year-old is gonna be
Yeah,
in that
they're very
limelight,
different.
not
Yeah.
looking to settle down. They're gonna be partying and whatnot,
Hmm.
and it's gonna be conflicts, gonna be clashes, or it's gonna be uh
Yeah, this is the time of the
submission.
side chicks and the side dudes.
Yeah.
So it's like the fact that they already feel like there ain't no one woman, one man thing. Somebody that's in their 30s or going or even past 30s. That's a whole different, y'all in a different generation. Y'all think differently, and that just ain't gonna work out. And that's
Right.
another reason why dating now, like being that young now and dating someone that old or older, is so much different now. Because each
Mm-hmm.
generation is getting worse and worse and worse. Like with the ADHD, they want to watch videos that's 10 seconds, 30 seconds. If it's longer than that, it's like, oh, nope,
Yeah, that's just
I
the
don't have the
that's just the
time.
way of the world now.
But even that's the
Where
thing. I was around when there was, you got the VHS, you got regular TV. I'm not no I could sit and watch a video on YouTube
yeah,
for
scrolling.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
The younger generation, no, no. TikTok
Yeah, it's
reels,
hard. Yeah, it's hard for them
yeah,
unless it's like very like extremely stimulating. But
yeah.
like kids, shoot, they rarely even watch movies these days, man. It's just shorts,
Shorts, yeah,
TikToks, little stories that wrap up in a minute or less
yeah.
with a lot of screams, a lot of excitement or memes
That stuff be
and
crazy.
things in between. Yep.
Yeah, but I think I honestly think if anything, I would be more protective over my boy than my girls. I would be very protective of them, but
In terms of what?
just everything. Like,
One of your girls?
yeah,
Because
and
I feel like girls are more vulnerable out there than
yeah,
boys.
that's why it's weird.
Yeah, that's
But
crazy.
I think that's because he's a baby.
Yeah, he's the baby. So
Yeah,
yeah, as of now, yeah,
yeah,
he's appearing the youngest, but shoot, let him grow up and get all his stuff together.
yeah.
Shoot,
Plus he gonna have triple protection when because he the baby. So when he get older, he have any issues with his girlfriend and sisters, I'm like, what's up? What you do to my
maybe.
brother? Versus them getting into it. They only got one little baby brother. Now mama got to show up because me and my son we about to do this together.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like I don't know, I wouldn't feel some type of way about the age gap, but I would just have to see how I think it would matter more for the man, like a older man and my younger daughter versus my younger son. Am I saying that right? And an older woman. Yeah. I think with the woman, I'd just be like, what exactly, or probably both of them. What are you getting out of
Yeah, it'd be
my
questions.
18-year-old?
But for the man, you can pretty much, predict why. But for a female, shh,
They trying to get that young
yeah,
slime.
it's probably more for them. For the men, it's more about the attractiveness, probably of like the younger person. Whereas for the female, it's probably like so she feels like she still got it. She can still pull young dudes and she'll
But
feel good.
but don't you think it'd be like that for both of them though? Because like the man, he probably like, oh yeah, I could still bag a young chick.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
old and I
but
still got it. I'm grayed
I feel
out.
like the self satisfaction is just more of like just the attraction of being able to pull like a younger person.
I don't. Well, maybe that's just because I don't. I don't see the thrill. I don't see the thrill in that because I used to be at work. I'm not even that old, but the dudes would be like, I don't know, like 21. I think the youngest was like 19. He's like, oh, how old are you? It's like, guess. I always tell him guess. Then throw some little crazy age. 21? No, I'm not. I'm like 28. Oh, you an auntie? No, I'm not. And then
Dang.
next thing you know, they keep trying to talk to you. I thought I was an auntie, bruh. I'm
Yeah,
old. What you want with me?
you unk status?
Aunt status.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't think so.
Oh
But
man, see that's what I'm saying.
I couldn't see myself. Like even if I were single, I couldn't. I couldn't.
Yeah, but it happens. Shoot.
It'd be immature. It shows. It shows when I'm trying to visibly show you that I'm not interested and you still keep trying your age show. Because a
Mm,
grown man will keep it moving. He'll try a couple times and it's like, all right, I'm gonna leave her alone.
yeah.
But that's where that mental difference
It's something that
comes
don't
in.
give up.
Nope, nope.
They're gonna try to force an attraction.
Yeah. What do you mean? You can't. I don't know, child. But I'm not ready for. I'm glad we can have this conversation. I'm not ready for that to be a reality because my first supposed relationship, I was like 15. And then when I look back at it, I'm like, that's crazy. Like, it was almost nothing. Like, relationships at that age to me is goofy.
Yeah.
And
That's
then they're like, it's
why
fun.
I
Mm,
would I would I put like dating for the boy at like 14, but for a girl, I would definitely put it.
14.
Yeah, that's a freshman in high school.
14-year-olds, they be like humping on stuff. You gotta watch them.
And then
That's the worst time, I think. I'll wait until their hormones calm down a little bit. And then it's like, okay,
they ain't gonna never calm down.
they don't. I'm not a boy. So,
Yeah, they're not gonna calm down until late 20s, maybe. Maybe.
but do you think it gets worse? Like after it's gotten to that
Um,
point?
no, I don't think it gets worse. I think it gets relieved, because they they get their partners and whatnot, you know? They start sleeping around, older you get, so you can sleep around with anybody, and then it gets relieved. It don't ever you don't ever get over it. You just
But it's like a temporary relief,
yeah, pretty much.
right? That's why I feel like kids that are younger that be like 16 and stuff doing it shouldn't do it. Cause it's like,
Well, yeah, I don't think that's not dating. That's
right.
kind of beyond
But
dating. That's
dating, that's the start. It starts with dating and then they get curious and
yeah,
it
yeah,
goes
yeah.
to that.
That's dating. Yeah, I'll let it like 14. Sure, he can meet his wife at 14. Who knows? But for the girl, especially if it's like an older dude, I would push that back to like 18 or later, like maybe even a little later. And that's just because older men will begin to like groom a younger woman.
You know what? I was going to ask, do you feel like when it comes to boys that they like, okay, boys and girls, do you feel like the older men are not as, they don't put as much pressure on like like if they were dating a younger girl to, to do it versus a younger, like the same age? Because I kind of feel like if my kids were dating somebody their age, it seems like the peer pressure is more of a thing versus when they're older, they've already experienced that. They've already had that. It's not like,
Yeah, that's the thing with the older gender. Um, Usually older women aren't just after the one time fling and then they out,
mm,
like men are. But that's why yeah, that's why I put females higher and the boys lower. Like an
okay,
older woman typically is more emotionally involved
yeah.
than an older man who's just more physically involved.
Okay, so you feel like with the older woman, she's genuinely in it, whereas the older guy, not
And
every
and
time.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, in
in
most
most
cases.
cases, depending how long the relationship is. Ain't no dude who's just physically involved gonna keep at it for like 10 years or so.
Yeah, I agree.
Whereas, yeah,
Mm,
like
yep.
he gonna move on or have another fling, start working up
Mhm.
barking up another tree. Whereas the girl who's emotionally involved, you gonna see it.
Yeah, yeah. Like, oh, I wanna buy you something. You want a PlayStation? Get you this PC. They be trying to bribe them and junk. Like,
Oh
what?
man.
And then you got the boy like, what you want me to do, ma? Like, like, yeah, call me mommy. Like, it's so weird. I don't know, but everybody got their own preferences. Me, I just, yeah. When I was growing up, was it like a double standard with me? Um, no, actually,
With you and your brother?
yeah, I was about to say we were pretty freaking
Oh
equal.
yes, yeah.
We were pretty equal, but um, he did have a girlfriend at 13, and she was 16. Yep, but all of their like outings and stuff, they had to be in the living room.
I
Like,
mean,
yeah,
that's fair.
yeah, yep. And not only was they in the living room, but they included like her entire siblings. Like they had to all be there. All of them. It was like three of them. They were cool. They
Her
were all
siblings
cool.
had to be there.
She was 16, and I'm not gonna get into like deep into it, but yep, she had like three. Was it three? Yep, three siblings. Yep, they would come.
So your mom also let her siblings come over on their
hmm
dates.
Yep,
Oh,
they would. We would sometimes be in the living room. I think maybe a few times we went to like Pizza Hut or something, and the siblings didn't go. One of her sisters went, but that's because my cousin was dating one of the sisters, so they were like, you know,
mm,
yep, they were cool.
yeah. That's some good parenting right there.
She was like, "No, we ain't about to be doing no separate dates like y'all together." But like now that I look back at it, it was goofy. Like y'all 13, sit down. Or he may have been 14.
Yeah, that's why I just say it's like a playing around phase.
Yeah.
What dates used to be was you just go out, eat, get to know the person. It wasn't
Hmm.
no intercourse or nothing
Yeah,
nothing
now
like
they
that.
like what, like 10? I don't even want to say
Who
that.
10 what? What?
Listen, these kids these days. Look, I'll be amazed when I see a video of like a child that's like 12 and look 12, act 12. I'll be like, that's good parenting. Because most
Yeah.
of them weave, lashes, the nails this long. They got a boyfriend. Um, I don't know. It's just times are so different. But
Yeah.
I just want the kids to stay pure. But everybody wants to grow up so fast.
Yeah, that's gonna be impossible at the age of information at your fingertips. These
Hmm.
tablets and phones and all that stuff, Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Another double standard is like masturbation.
I don't think there's a double standard in
Yeah.
that. But like how?
um,
Explain.
I think like they so for boys, both parents would be like, "Oh, that's normal," but they'd be ready to be like, "Wow!" if they hear about their daughter doing this. Like, don't do that. Like, oh, I've heard
Nah.
it. I've heard it.
You've heard it.
Not
I've
me,
never
but
heard it.
I've heard it. Yep.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. It's gonna have your mind wandering. You're gonna want to have a boy do it. Okay. And what
Mm.
about the boy? He not gonna be like, my hand or another or a girl. Let me see what this girl is like. Now
Yeah.
you thinking they just playing and they ain't playing because he playing
Yeah,
or
you
was.
got to keep an eye on them for
Yeah.
sure.
But like if you like a working parent and stuff and your kids have friends outside, you can't watch them all the time. But I guess they're gonna do it regardless, right? Whether you're there or not. Or unless you
Mm.
got them in the living room.
Yeah, you better have them in the living room.
Yeah, you look like you sleepy.
Nah.
You
Uh,
look sleepy. You said I can ramble. I'm gonna start rambling.
I ain't say nothing.
Do I ramble, y'all? Yeah. Okay. Somebody told me on my ASMR channel they like when I ramble, or my rambling is cool. But
Yeah, that's part of the content.
yeah. But all in all, I do feel like girls, um, it's a little harder on them growing up because a lot of them do be mature and they do make the right decisions, but they never get the chance to prove themselves because everything is so strict. And then the boy got the little idiot. He goes out and do whatever he wants. Nobody bats an eye because he's a boy.
Yeah, it's loose. It's a double standard on them, but it's for good reasons. It makes sense.
Yeah, but sometimes those double standards can drive your daughters to not want to deal with you because it's like I'm out here doing the right thing. You won't let me be a teenager. You let my brother be a teenager and he the idiot. So it's like,
Yeah, you got to do it in a way that she understands,
yeah.
and then once they get old enough to understand, they'll be like, "Boom, you was right."
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what time is it?
Yeah, you look tired.
It's 1:35 a.m., not p.m. Okay. So would you say you had a strict childhood or you were free?
Uh, strict as in not being able to go outside. No.
No, not just like outside, just in general. Like, do you find did you find yourself being told no to like the normal stuff that most kids could do?
Yes and no. I always had a bedtime at 9 o'clock, never changed. Um, be inside, before the street lights came on, some old school stuff.
Yeah,
That's pretty. That's
you
pretty
are up there.
normal. I say, what was some freedoms I had? I can't really even think of any freedoms I would have that like a normal kid wouldn't have. I mean, I guess I had like a computer pretty young. I got a computer at like 8 years old.
Mm, mm,
That's that's probably about
mm.
it.
Yeah, but you were like you could be out. You could have friends, be with your friends.
Yeah, we lived in apartments though. So like being out with friends was like playing outside on the street and then everybody was just gathered there. Like we was all on the same street being in apartments. So like going outside and being out with friends was just like being out in the front.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could have friends. Well, we have friends. We could go outside, but it had to be like my cousin had to be there.
Older cousin.
Yeah, and he was
Yeah.
only older by like he had like 2 years on top, so like four, like five, no, 5 years on me. So he was like
Mm.
15. I was like 10, I was 13. But it was a lot that we couldn't do, and that was just a result of, my mom being scared. Like, oh my God, somebody gonna ride down the street and shoot and it's gonna hit my kids. Like overthinking and a lot of stuff we weren't able to do. We understood it once we got older. Now I'm strict like that. But I mean, I appreciate it because I didn't get hurt. I wasn't in trouble. At the time I would just be like, I want to play with my friends, but she was like, they can come in the backyard. Y'all can play back there. So it wasn't like we just was hermits, like we wasn't just in the house. But
Yeah, that's what I
it
was
was
talking
strict.
about. Yeah, strict done right to where your kid don't break away because they didn't get, the freedoms that they wanted. Like they grew up and they understood why the parent was so strict.
Right.
It's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that concludes today's episode. My phone is about to die. I just got the notifications on 5%. So if you guys like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Let's hear about you guys' opinions on the double standards from sons and daughters. Do you agree with what we said? Do you disagree? Let us know. We want to know. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'm Extra,
4C.
and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.